Good morning. I'm Stephanie Roberts in for Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Indeed, a big story today on this Friday morning. The U.S. military has launched a missile attack in retaliation for a chemical weapons attack that killed dozens of civilians earlier this week.
Yeah, all of this just developing early this morning. It is the first time a U.S. military operation has deliberately targeted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime.
And we are hearing support right now from both sides of the aisle. Both Democrats and Republicans are supporting, for the most part, what President Trump decided to do yesterday.
Correct. Doing this without congressional approval, as is his right within his power. ABC's Lana Zach joins us now live from Washington with more. Good morning, Lana.
Good morning. Syria is reporting significant military losses in that airfield, as well as at least 6 people who have been killed. They are also making a dubious comparison, saying that this strike puts the United States in the same league as terrorist organizations like ISIS. Meanwhile, Russia is calling for an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council and halting all further action with the United States.
From 2 American destroyers in the Mediterranean, the U.S. launched 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles at Syria.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched.
The president at his Mar-a-Lago resort urged the international community to denounce Syrian President Bashar al-Assad for his suspected use of sarin gas against his own people.
Even beautiful babies were cruelly murdered in this very barbaric attack. No child of God should ever suffer such horror.
More than 80 were killed, mostly women and children, in brutal, horrific deaths. But Russia is decrying U.S.'s action. A spokesman for Russian President Vladimir Putin said he regards the strikes as aggression against a sovereign nation in violation of international law. U.S. lawmakers are responding as well. Many are praising the president's actions, but others say Congress should have been consulted. Republican Senator Rand Paul tweeted, "While we all condemn the atrocities in Syria, the United States was not attacked." And Democratic Senator Tim Kaine called the president's failure to consult Congress unlawful. For the new president, it's a reversal of his previous positions, but it's also a message to the international community.
The larger statement, again, is that Assad needs to stop the chemical attacks against his people.
The big question now is what happens next. This was largely seen as a surgical strike, more symbolic than actually crippling to the Assad regime. If the president wanted to continue to sustain further military action in Syria, he'd likely need congressional approval for that, and would also need to coordinate probably with some of those other UN states, namely Russia and China. Reporting live from Washington, Lana Zach, ABC News. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Lana. No doubt we will hear more developments about that as we go throughout the morning. But first, changes have developed outside while you were sleeping.
Yeah, a little more peaceful day out there, John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed. Do you like that outside weather right now? Doesn't it feel good?
I do.
Yeah, low relative humidity. Can't beat that.
Little pep in your step.
Exactly right. And we're looking at lower temperatures and lower relative humidity as well. That lasting right straight through into the weekend. Temperatures in inland areas have already fallen into the upper 50s, so that's beautiful. And then mid-60s as you get closer to the coastline. 20-degree drop in our dew point temperatures over the last 24 hours, so that's really significant. I don't know which I like better, the cooler temperatures or the lower relative humidity. But boy, together it spells beautiful weather over the weekend. A few high-level clouds stream by from time to time, but no rainfall producing clouds in the forecast, even in the extended range, which we'll cover in a minute or two. We have 73 degrees as a daytime high today. Can't beat that under lots of sunshine. Warming trend will start this weekend, though. We'll talk about that coming up in a few. Back to you.
All right, we look forward to that. Thank you very much, John. Out on the roadways this morning, we're off to a nice and quiet start. No problems heading north or southbound over the bridges from Palmetto to Bradenton. Things looking good in downtown Bradenton as you head into Sarasota. Word of warning, though, they've closed a lane on I-75 in both directions, right around Fruitville Road. Overnight road crews, they should be picking that up within the next half hour or so. It was a little confusing, so a little extra caution there around Fruitville and University in that construction zone. The good news is we're not seeing any delays on 41 or I-75 all the way through South County.
Well, topping our local news, a potential threat at a Charlotte County school.
The sheriff's office says there may be a threat of violence at the Academy School in Port Charlotte today. Officials say there's no credibility or validity to the threat so far, but they are taking it seriously. Parents, teachers, and students can expect to see an increase in the law enforcement presence around the school, and additional personnel will be around the entire area just as a precaution.
An investigation is underway in Sarasota after a shooting last night at the intersection of North Orange and Carver Street, which is in Newtown. Officers say someone was shot in the ankle about 7 p.m. They were taken to the hospital with a minor injury. The investigation continues.
A 6-hour standoff and hostage situation comes to an end with the death of the suspect in Manatee County. Police were first called to the Pensacola Lake Mobile Home Park in Bradenton yesterday morning. That's where officials say 68-year-old Glenn Wattenpool held park manager Mike Alba hostage inside the clubhouse. After hours of attempting to talk Wattenpool into coming out, the SWAT team went in. Wattenpool opened fire on the deputies. The deputies fired back, killing him.
They knocked on our back bedroom window and told us that we had to grab what we need and get the heck out. When we were ready, then we opened our side door, and the SWAT team guy with the shield made us get behind him and cut through the backyards and out onto the street.
Alba was taken to the hospital after being hit over the head with a gun by Wattenpool. Deputies say Wattenpool was angry that he was being evicted and frustrated about apparent rumors going around the neighborhood about him. A Bradenton man is facing felony charges after authorities say he impersonated a police officer and robbed a Sarasota woman. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say Felix Allen Montegro followed a woman, then blocked her car so she couldn't get away. He then allegedly shoved the victim with a photo ID with a star on it and a pair of handcuffs. Deputies say he hit the victim, stole her cell phone, and took off after showing her those items. The woman told deputies that Allen Montenegro was a regular customer at her work, and he told employees he was a police officer. He now faces charges of robbery and false impersonation of an officer.
Very sad story in Manatee County where a 4-year-old girl drowned in a pool. The sheriff's office was called to a home on Alderwood Drive after the girl's aunt found her in the pool. The girl's mother says she had fallen asleep on the couch. The girl was found in the pool about 3 hours later, pronounced dead after being taken to a hospital. The incident there is still under investigation. 2 brush fires are now fully contained in South Sarasota County after crews spent hours trying to get them under control yesterday. More than 12 acres burned on both sides of the road at Deer Prairie Creek Preserve in Northport. At least 4 homes there had to be evacuated. Meantime, another fire scorched at least 2 acres in Venice behind the Pine Brook Golf Course clubhouse, and that clubhouse was also evacuated.
There's just this wall of smoke coming out of our backyard. We're running to get animals out of there, and it was chaos.
No one was injured in both of those fires, and no structures were damaged. Fire officials believe lightning and dry conditions are to blame for those fires.
As the opioid crisis continues to impact the Suncoast, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office will hold a news conference today about efforts to fight it. The Sheriff's Office is finishing up a month-long operation focusing on arresting those in possession of heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, and other drugs. Sheriff Tom Knight is expected to give an update on the operation as well as details about opioid abuse in our county. That news conference begins at 10 o'clock. We'll, of course, have more on this story in our new newscast, and you can get the latest news and weather by downloading the ABC7 app on the App Store. Also coming up today in Manatee County, teachers are expected to begin voting on new contracts for the upcoming school year. This comes just over a week after the school board agreed to recommendations to increase pay. Raises could range from $900 to $1,200, but the board did not approve retroactive pay or more funding for health insurance premiums. Teachers will begin voting on new contracts online beginning today, and this will go through April 13th. Even if the teachers reject this, the contract will be imposed due to state law.
A disconcerting report from state environmentalists this morning. According to the Herald Tribune, in a new analysis, the center says the Suncoast had the second highest number of dirty air pollution days in Florida in 2015. The report says there were 34 days in 2015 with elevated smog levels. In fact, the Suncoast fell behind the Bay Area, which had 56 days of elevated smog levels. Most of those days saw moderate levels of smog pollution, which includes coal, oil, and natural gas, things you don't usually associate with Florida and the Suncoast.
No, but a lot of cars around our area these days, and you know,
yeah, those.
If you don't have the onshore breeze, I think it sits.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Good professor. Thank you.
Yeah,
Si.
that would be the meteorologist.
Yes, oh, that's right. The city of Venice will mark a big piece of their history this weekend.
The 25th annual Shark Tooth Festival kicks off today. It'll feature fossil vendors, food, drinks, games, live entertainment, and so much more. All the proceeds from the festival will go to training facilities, equipment, uniforms, and transportation costs for the Sarasota County Special Olympic athletes. This festival runs through Sunday at the Venice Airport Festival grounds. It will open this afternoon at 4 o'clock. And that is such a unique part of our area, being able to dig and celebrate those shark's teeth. A lot of fun for kids and visitors.
Yeah, it is, and a lot of times you'll find them out there, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, they just keep coming.
Maybe after the storms, too, things have churned up a little more. Some of them will push on shore.
Could
I don't know
be.
if that helps or hurts.
Could be. I think that actually the fact that the currents are so light there have aided in keeping those shark's teeth in
the
place
area.
for such a long time.
Listen to you two scientists over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to weigh in on smog,
Should be
too?
fun. I can tell you one thing, we will have beautiful weather for that festival. So
The most important part.
That's right. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll have that forecast for you in a sec.
All right, thank you, John. And still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, remembering legendary comedian Don Rickles. We'll take a closer look at his life and his impact on Hollywood. It's all coming up after the break.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Fun for the whole family. The 25th annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60-plus craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, at this time of year, the power of the jet stream can make such a huge difference in our weather, and that's what has happened over the last 24 hours. A strong low-pressure area moving across the center part of the country produced a strong stream of air sinking southward, and that has brought us some chillier, drier air. 46 degrees Tallahassee and Jacksonville and Gainesville, 53 in Daytona, 56 in Orlando. Along the coastline, we've got 60s stretching from really as far north as the Big Bend region down through right near areas of Naples and Point South. 61 Tampa, 65 Fort Myers. 71 degrees still in Key West. It never gets too terribly cold there. 56 degrees in Wauchula, 58 in Arcadia, 58 in Mayaca. This inland area will also tonight see temperatures that will probably drop in the mid-40s. Because the air will be so dry and so far removed from the warming effect of Gulf waters. 61 in Bradenton, Sarasota, 62 Venice, 69 degrees in Boca Grande. We have a wind that's still out of the north and still a little bit breezy and certainly very dry with a dew point of 40, 20 degrees, a little more than 20 degrees below where it was 24 hours ago. With that dry air in place, with the winds still a little breezy, northeast at about 9, we have a high fire danger. Red flags are warning today all day long and into tomorrow for the risk of rapid wildfire spread. Also, we have a small craft advisory up till mid-morning today, and it may be extended beyond that, at least with an exercise caution statement. 61 degrees the air temperature with clear skies out there. We are looking at clear skies across most of the state of Florida today. In fact, we are looking at clear skies over a lot of the United States with this big dome of high pressure that sank down behind that low that produced such rough weather across parts of the midsection of the country and the deep south yesterday. The frontal boundary itself that brought us our rainfall now sunk south and kind of stationary over the area of the Florida Straits and stretching down into Cuba. Eventually that'll just wash away, but until then, high pressure stays just anchored where it is. Now, as that front begins to fall apart and deteriorate, that high is going to drift a little bit further to the south and a little bit further to the east. That'll twist our winds around to a more easterly direction. That spells a warm-up. However, the air will still be so dry that even with that warm-up, we don't really get a whole lot more moisture, and we certainly don't get much more cloud cover. So we stay sunny right through the weekend. We have, I think, a partly to mostly sunny sky today. We might get a few high-level clouds kind of stretching until our winds start to change a little bit. But low humidity, so it'll feel very comfortable and really mostly sunny. It's not too bad, right? We'll also have rain-free skies right straight through the weekend. High fire danger today and that warming trend that starts on Sunday. Those weather highlights carry us into the weekend. A little dry air in place now, but a secondary surge of dry air coming southward assures us of a sunny day tomorrow. In fact, a stretch of sunny days such as I have not seen in quite some time. Wall-to-wall sunshine right straight through Tuesday, and then we'll start to moisten up the atmosphere just a little bit, but still no rain. Back to you guys.
Very nice. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads now. A bit of a build-up now around downtown Bradenton, also State Road 70, heading around the 301 area. Nothing too big at this point in the morning, though. Farther south into Sarasota County, we'll check the roads there and see how Fruitville and Bee Ridge and Clark are doing. All pretty good. A little build-up there on 41 down by Clark Road, heading north. And then our South County map will show us there's a little slowdown northbound between Venice and Nokomis. All quiet, though, at 619. Well, the end of an era, the death of comedy icon Don Rickles.
He made a career out of turning insults into one-liners. Jeannie Mose has more.
Back in the days, before internet snark, he was the king of insult comedy.
Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
His big breakthrough was on Johnny Carson. Now other performers are showering Rickles with praise. Tweeted Jason Alexander, he created insult comedy, and yet every one of his targets felt loved and honored.
And Orson Welles, 30 years ago you were handsome, and now we're going to put Goodyear on your face and fly over the beach for a half hour.
Watch him crack up Larry King.
What a cheap show. They can't even get the host to show up. Shut up, Larry. Get on with it.
Rickles was a member of the Rat Pack.
It takes many years to be a great comedian.
Sure does, and you ain't reached that year yet.
Many of these famous faces have laughed their last laugh. Rickles once surprised Frank Sinatra and Carson. He was always pretending to speak Italian.
And Frank, I love you.
And kissing Frank. He told of pranks the Rat Pack played, shoving him out of the steam room at the Sands Hotel naked.
The world got to see a perfect body.
Rickles played some serious roles alongside Robert De Niro in Scorsese's Casino, and some not-so-serious roles, Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story.
What are you looking at, you hockey puck?
The Donald once tried to get Don to buy a Trump condo.
And this is 9,000,000,006, and this is 8,000,000,009. And I looked at her and I threw $1 on the floor and says, leave me alone.
His verbal assaults.
What an idiot host.
Had Larry King wiping tears off his glasses, but there was nothing cold about Mr. Warmth's true character.
And I tell you, we have been blessed to have such a man.
Praising those he loved most to insult.
I can recall watching him on the Johnny Carson show thinking, I can't believe he just said that.
Right. And now it doesn't seem so shocking, it just more seems funny, but a lot of kissing, it probably wouldn't fly anymore.
No, he began that whole thing, then shock jocks followed after that.
Exactly, end of an era.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
New details this morning in the search for a missing teenager last seen with her teacher in Tennessee. Her family now filing a lawsuit to get people to talk. Details coming up.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
The official salon of ABC7.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to californiaclosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
And a pretty shot of the downtown Sarasota area, that beautiful church there, Presbyterian Church on Main Street, looking at the Orange and Main intersection on this peaceful Friday morning after yesterday lot of events. You weren't here.
Oh, I was driving in it. I was well aware of what was happening
Yes.
during those storms. A cool start this morning. You actually may want to grab a sweater. It is 6:25, and there are new developments in the manhunt for a missing Tennessee teenager and the teacher accused of kidnapping her.
As Mara Chavacampo tells us, her family is now filing a lawsuit.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the family of a missing Tennessee teen ramping up their search for answers.
I would like to just urge Tad Cummins, I know you're keeping up with all this and you're filtering. You're not letting her see how much people out here love her. You're depriving her of that. It would make better sense for you to turn yourself in to law enforcement.
50-year-old Tad Cummins is accused of kidnapping his former student, 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas. The two disappearing after another student reported seeing the teacher kiss Thomas. Her family now filing a petition in court against Cummins, looking for information, planning to question under oath anyone who may know what happened in the days and months leading up to their disappearance.
We definitely have concerns that there are people that have been told not to talk.
With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
If you've tried every pill on the shelf to treat your tough nasal allergies, listen up. Unlike pills that don't treat congestion, Clarispray covers 100% of your nasal allergy symptoms. Clarispray, from the makers of Claritin.
Tyler loves chicken. Turns out his old dog food had chicken byproduct meal, not chicken. So I switched to Blue Buffalo.
Blue is made with the finest natural ingredients and no chicken byproduct meal.
We love him like family, so we feed him like family with Blue.
Hair drama? Cut the drama, not the hair. The hair repair specialist, Gliss, with patented keratin technology. Repairs and rebuilds for beautifully repaired hair. Bye-bye drama. Gliss, the hair repair specialist.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Almonds, cashews, and coconuts. All delicious. Know what makes them better?
What?
Silk unsweetened almond, cashew, and coconut milks.
That sounds wonderful, Silk Man.
Sorry, I completely zoned out. What?
Silk tastes like better.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I like all the money I save with Ace Rewards.
And what's not to like? On any day, Byron can find instant savings throughout the store, plus exclusive deals and points that'll all add up.
Ace is the place that rewards you in a million ways. That's hyperbole, but still, it's a lot.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Don't miss these April Red Hot Buys. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Florida Studio Theater presents Piano Men, held over by popular demand through April 2nd. Attributing the virtuosity and elegance of the Piano Man, Piano Men features the works of 20th century's best pianists and songwriters, featuring songs from music icons such as Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, and Barry Manilow. Don't miss what critics are saying is energetic, with fun and playful performances that evokes hits of an era. Piano Men is held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
At Bacon Furniture's spring clearance event, we've slashed prices on our most popular styles. Look for the red balloons for the biggest savings. Save 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the showroom. Bedrooms, dining rooms, sofas, chairs, recliners, and so much more. All at the lowest prices of the season. Don't miss the spring clearance event going on now only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, reaction is streaming in to the U.S. military strike in Syria. What they have to say about the attack from the Trump administration.
Plus, when it comes to fraud, you may be surprised where Florida ranks in a national survey.
And call an ambulance or Uber. Details of a surprising new trend. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
We begin on a beautiful shot from our tower cam of downtown Sarasota, all lit up. It's a nice time of day to check this out, isn't it?
It is. I like the way those lights twinkle. The stars are twinkling as well, with clear skies and cooler temperatures as we celebrate Friday.
Celebrate indeed. Good morning, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts, in for Jacqueline Matter, and also meteorologist John Scalzi with us this morning. And John, almost shockingly cool after record heat. Now we've got cool temps.
Well, if you're celebrating this weather, I guarantee you the party will go on through the weekend.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Well, a lot of sunshine in store for you today and low relative humidity. All in all, the scenario is there for probably 5 to 7 days without rainfall.
Wow.
Got better watch the car then.
Yeah. Exactly. High fire danger, though, accompanying that. That's the problem. We're looking at winds kind of breezy this morning, and that's helping to aggravate the fire situation, along with the fact that the air is just so dry. And we're going to get another reinforcing shot of that drier air today. Temperatures across the region are very comfortable. 57 degrees, Wauchula, Sebring, Arcadia, 56 degrees in Mayaca City. And as we head closer to the coast, it's still a comfortable low 60s most everywhere. A few fair weather clouds move by, but all in all, it is gonna be a sunny day. Sunny right straight through the weekend. Temperatures for a couple of days anyway in the low 70s. Have the whole forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at the roadway, starting to see some building volume southbound over the Green Bridge, but for the most part, things moving well in Bradenton. Building volume southbound 301 as well. I-75 looks good. No problems going across Fruitville. A little bit of traffic eastbound on Bee Ridge, and things looking pretty good at down on why can't I think of the road?
Stickney Point?
Stickney Point Road. Whew, it's definitely Friday. But I do want to point out the accident at 41 there in the Gulf Gate area. It looks like it's causing a little bit of a backup if you're heading southbound through the Gulf Gate area. I-75 into South County looking good, and 41 moving well. Clark Road was what I was trying to think of.
Clark becomes Stickney Point.
That's
right. Topping our news this half hour, the U.S. launched a missile attack in Syria in retaliation to a chemical weapons attack earlier this week there.
U.S. warships launching more than 50 Tomahawk cruise missiles, where officials say the Syrian warplanes carried out the deadly chemical attack. Now, Trump, who previously urged President Obama not to attack Syria, said that his dramatic shift in position comes after this week's brutal attack on the Syrian civilians. The reaction to Trump's military response has been mostly positive, with caveats from U.S. lawmakers, including Florida Senator Marco Rubio.
Tonight's actions show that the days of being able to act with impunity are over when it comes to Bashar al-Assad.
However, Moscow had been cautioning Washington against unilateral action. Russian authorities are now warning that that strike may undermine the fight against ISIS and terrorism in Syria.
Back on Capitol Hill, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes is recusing himself from the investigation into claims of Russian interference during the election. Nunes is now the subject of a House ethics probe. The committee releasing a statement saying they are aware of public allegations that Nunes may have made unauthorized disclosures of classified information. He's accused of being too close to the White House to conduct an impartial investigation into Russian meddling in the election and possible collusion. Nunes says the charges are entirely false and also politically motivated.
The Senate will vote today on Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch. Republicans exercised the so-called nuclear option Thursday in response to a Democratic filibuster. The move changed a long-standing Senate rule that required 60 votes to break a filibuster. Now filibusters for Supreme Court nominees can be nixed with 51 votes. But some senators said the change will allow future nominees to be confirmed more easily. Twitter is filing a lawsuit to block the Trump administration from forcing it to reveal the personal information of a user. That user has criticized the administration, particularly the Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs agencies. U.S. Customs and Border Protection requested the user's information last month, but Twitter's lawsuit says that request is a threat to free speech. Twitter and the Border Protection Agency declined to comment on this case.
Well, a dubious distinction here. Florida now ranks first in the country for fraud complaints. The Federal Trade Commission says more than 269,000 people in this state reported some type of fraud last year. The most common, debt collection, followed by imposter scams, identity theft. We spoke to a local victim of identity theft who says she now keeps a close eye on all her personal information.
These people have my social security number. They have my driver's license. They know what I look like. You know, they have my address. So it's very scary.
Also in the top 3 states after Florida, Georgia and Michigan for the second year in a row.
A bill heading to Governor Rick Scott's desk could allow more therapy animals in court to help children who are testifying in abuse, neglect, or abandonment cases. The Senate passed the bill with a unanimous vote. It expands a law that already allows therapy animals for victims testifying in sexual offense cases. Research has shown that animals reduce stress in children. 3 Florida district courts that have reported positive results after using these therapy animals agree.
Meantime, a bill that'll change regulations for ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft is moving to the Senate floor. The legislation would reverse local laws like those imposing fees on ride-hailing services in some Florida areas. Local governments would still be able to charge pickup fees at airports, but the bill would also require taxi drivers to be equally charged. Other regulations include background checks for drivers to weed out people with convictions, including sexual assault and drunken driving. Drivers would also have to get insurance covering death and bodily injury incidents and property damage as well. Well, speaking of Uber, the company is now warning those who need to get a ride to the hospital to call 911 and not Uber. It comes after a growing trend in Los Angeles where people are using Uber or Lyft instead of calling the ambulance. Some riders think it's better because they can get there faster, but medical experts say it could backfire because hospitals don't all provide the same access and the same care. In a statement, Uber says they are not a substitute for law enforcement or medical professionals. With more and more people shopping online, it's posing a bigger danger for mail carriers. Yeah, the post office says with more mail deliveries, there have been more reports of mail carriers being bitten by dogs. There were 6,000 dog attacks on postal workers last year alone. That's the highest in 3 decades. Los Angeles topped the list in 2016, 80 attacks. It was followed by Houston and then Cleveland.
After a long debate, the city of Northport will allow boats to be parked in driveways. The decision was announced in Northport this week. The current city ordinance does not allow boats to be parked in front of homes. The city prefers boat owners to park them on the side of the home. However, last year a number of residents complained after receiving citations and being told to move their boats. After the backlash, the city commission decided to suspend the ordinance and rewrite it, which they did this week.
Chosen to move into a non-deed restricted neighborhood for a good reason. I didn't want local government in my business.
Well, it wasn't just about boats. It was about ice cream trucks. It was about commercial vehicles.
The city is currently writing the new ordinance, and it'll be several months before it's put in effect. So in the meantime, boat owners are allowed to keep boats in their driveways. Well, a reminder for those who regularly use the Venice Public Library on North Nokomis. It'll be closed today. The city's completing some maintenance work. The book drop's still available. Good way to return your items. And the Venice Library will resume its normal operating hours on Saturday. I'm not sure there'll be a lot of people in the libraries this weekend because we are looking at that picture-perfect weather.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Libraries are kind of becoming like community centers now, though.
Yeah. I understand that's true. Yeah, people go there to use the internet.
Use the internet?
Right.
They take classes. classes. That, you know, have, embroidery classes
And you know
and
what I
all,
like?
sewing classes.
They're
all
not
kinds of
as
stuff.
quiet as they used to be.
Oh,
Do you remember as children you'd walk in the library and that lady would glare at you and you'd have to... Quiet's not my forte.
Really?
But now there's a lot of activity, you're
Yeah,
right.
there
It's
are.
a different feel.
Yeah, it's nice. We have across the region some pretty pleasant weather, I think. Through the weekend, you're going to like that as well. We'll talk about that forecast in a sec.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A high school junior is in La La Land with a unique proposal for prom. We'll show you who he's trying to go with him after the break.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management present the Best of Sarasota Soiree at Selby Gardens on April 24th.
It's an evening to sip, savor, and celebrate Sarasota Manatee's best of winners.
This year will be full of Warhol-inspired surprises, entertainment, and a tribute to those representing the best in our community.
Come join ABC7 for all the fun.
Get your tickets today at sarasotamagazine.com.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual International Festival of Chamber Music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to californiaclosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, we are not alone in enjoying this little cooler blast of air. Take a look at the temperatures across the Great Lakes. We have 30s most everywhere, freezing temperatures in Toronto, and that colder air from Canada sinking southward into Cleveland, where they have 35 degrees. This is going to be a prime setup with this northerly wind over this generally colder air and Great Lakes that have really not frozen over all that much. We're going to get some snowfall, some lake effect snow across a lot of the eastern half, anyway, of the Great Lakes. And the total accumulations could be pretty significant. 40s all the way down to Atlanta and even Florida getting in the act with 46 degrees in Gainesville, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. We have 61 degrees in Tampa, and in fact, those 60s are carried down through Venice and Boca Grande. 60 in Venice, 60 in Bradenton, 67 degrees Boca Grande. Inland, temperatures are a little bit cooler, and in fact, they'll be a little bit cooler tonight than they are right now by about 10 degrees. 56 degrees Wauchula, 57 Arcadia, and Mayaca comes in at 57 as well. Bone dry air. The thing about dry air like this is it cools off very efficiently, but it also warms up very efficiently as well. So our temperatures will, after a nighttime low in the next few nights in the upper 40s, low 50s, will rebound nicely into the comfortable 70s. 61 the air temperature at the airport, clear skies, 40-hour dew point. That is dry air. Dry air, 20 degrees cooler than it was 24 hours ago, at least in the dew point value. That means that the air is holding a lot less moisture. So the fire danger is higher. And the winds are still elevated a bit. Taking a look at the winds across the region, they're generally all out of the north or northeast, and they're all coming in at about 10 miles per hour, maybe even a little higher in some locations where you're getting a little bit of a surge recorded. So that combination of dry air and breezy winds leading, of course, to the high fire danger. So be careful out there. We also have a small craft advisory for our area waters up through mid-morning because of those increased wind speeds. And as you just saw, not a drop of rain on radar anywhere. That'll be the case all weekend long and probably for the next 7 days, perhaps. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us, dropping down out of Canada behind that low pressure area that brought all the inclement and even severe weather to parts of the deep south. That drug the front, or has pulled the front through the state of Florida, and it's now located down in the southern straits of the Florida, and also moving down through Cuba. That'll eventually just wash away. High pressure building in, north wind coming our way. The wind will eventually start to shift more to an easterly direction as the high migrates toward the Atlantic waters. When that happens, we start to get a warm up. However, the air is so dry that even with that warm up, it's still going to feel comfortable as our temperatures start to climb from low 70s into upper 70s by Sunday. We'll be into the 80s by the beginning of next work week, and it'll still feel comfortable, I think, because of that dry air. Not a drop of rain in the forecast right straight through the period, though I will tell you, you'll start to notice a little increase in humidity probably by Tuesday or Wednesday, and a few extra clouds as well. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's check the roads as you wake up on this Friday morning. Pretty quiet right now in Manatee County. A little slowdown on State Road 70 between 301 and 75, and also east of 75 as well. Farther south now into Sarasota County, a slowdown on Bee Ridge in both directions. Also an accident right now. I have an unusual spot there at Stickney Point at US 41. So a problem there. It's a major intersection right there. A lot of stuff going on, but kind of early for that kind of thing, 6:47 a.m. And then South County, couple of slowdowns between Nokomis and Venice northbound, but nothing major as you wake up on this Friday morning.
It is 6:47, and in health news this morning, doctors are turning to an old technique to help combat the growing opioid crisis around the country.
When it comes to chronic pain, the American College of Physicians is recommending acupuncture treatments instead of opioid prescription medication. They say acupuncture releases natural opioids called endorphins that may reduce pain. As many as 40% of Americans are turning to holistic and alternative treatments to avoid the issue of opioids. Entertainment news. John Bon Jovi had to postpone a concert this week.
Well, nobody likes to hear that. The rocker announced the decision to postpone the weekend concert as he continues to recover from bronchitis. Bon Jovi's been battling that ailment for more than a week. He was forced to cut short a concert in Pittsburgh by nearly an hour this week. The band, of course, best known for the hits You Give Love a Bad Name and Living on a Prayer.
Big night in rock and roll tonight in Cleveland. Pearl Jam and other groups will get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also, Journey will get in. No word if Steve Perry will be there. Certainly should be. Other inductees include ELO, Joan Baez, Tupac, and the group Yes. Ceremony starts tonight. It'll air on HBO in a couple of weeks.
Matt, I feel old when I grew up with every single one of those.
I know.
In Hollywood, Get Out is in at the MTV Movie Awards. The hit thriller leads the nominations for the inaugural MTV Movie and TV Awards. They'll include a Movie of the Year, Best Actor in a Movie, and Best Villain. MTV is adding TV to its traditional movie awards, and they've changed up some of the categories. That ceremony will be held May 7th in LA.
I date the prom. I should have done it earlier, but now I'll sing the song.
Still waiting for an answer. We had the story a few days ago. An Arizona teenager is in La La Land. Jacob Staudenmeier recreated the opening scene of La La Land to ask out the lead actress, Emma Stone. Talk
Love
about
this.
Swinging for the fences. The clip went viral. No word from Stone, who is from Arizona. He says he does have a backup date in case his plans with Emma Stone don't work out. It's really waiting for a nice response from her, hopefully.
I was going to say, even if she likely can't attend,
Yes.
she should respond. Have your people respond something.
Exactly.
Because that was really kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, that kid's talented too in the meantime.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he'll get some gigs out of that.
Tomorrow morning, hope to see you in Lakewood Ranch. The JDRF 1 walk will be taking place on Main Street in Lakewood Ranch. I'll be out there tomorrow morning.
It's a great organization. We talked to them on Suncoast View this week, and it really changes a lot of families' lives having to deal with type 1 diabetes.
Right.
Coming up, we're going to take a last look at the headlines, plus the forecast and weekend details when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Bacon Furniture's spring clearance event, we've slashed prices on our most popular styles. Look for the red balloon for the biggest savings. Save 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the showroom. Bedrooms, dining rooms, sofas, chairs, recliners, and so much more. All at the lowest prices of the season. Don't miss the spring clearance event going on now only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
A pretty shot of the horizon there. A little pastel sunrise underway as you wake up on this Friday morning. Beautiful vista there.
Yes, much nicer than the thunder and lightning we woke up to yesterday morning. We are waking up to some busy roadways, however. Taking a last look at traffic for this hour, some increased volume now in both directions over the bridges in Palmetto. 301's getting heavy southbound there right before State Road 70, and that typical I-75 backup from State Road 70 down to University Parkway is now showing up on I-75, so expect the slowdowns there. No accidents being reported there, though. Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark roads are picking up, and look, now we're seeing wrecks popping up right and left at Clark over to Stickney Point. One at 41 in Stickney Point, and another one just popping on the maps there at I-75 and Clark roads. That accident is on northbound 75, so we'll starting to see those problems. Be careful out there. South County moving well.
Very excited about the weekend. I think the weather's going to be absolutely fantastic. A little breezy to start the day, and do watch high fire danger throughout the day and into the evening hours. Tomorrow, sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. Daytime high tops out around 73 or so, and nighttime lows in the 50s, low 50s. Cool, crisp start to the mornings and mild, pleasant afternoons. Sunday a little warmer, still dry, and the week ahead looks nice, warmer but dry.
All right, imagine this, 4 sons, quadruplets in Ohio. Aaron, Nick, Nigel, Zachary. They've all been accepted to a number of top national universities. Way to go. Schools like Duke and Harvard and Yale, that's all. The family says the foursome hasn't decided if they'll all go to the same school. The boy's mother says the family feels elated and blessed, and rightfully so. I think there's some good parenting involved in that one.
I'm sure, and also obviously some good genes with 4 very, very smart boys. But nothing easy about raising boys. So
you know
good
that,
for
don't
her.
you?
I am well aware of that.
You got a frat house at home.
I'll tell you what, this time of year is hard on those high school kids because there's an ACT coming up this weekend, as many people know, and the SATs and the college letters are coming out.
A lot of pressure on
it really
kids.
is. You know, we keep saying how teens just, don't have their stuff in order and all that. There is a lot going on to be a teenager these days. So
yeah, there sure is.
Big congratulations to that group.
And those schools, after you're accepted, filling out the paperwork to get the money necessary to go to those schools takes a lot of work.
We're not talking about money. We're not going there.
That's a whole different
Friday,
story.
I'm trying to relax.
That's right.
Speaking of relaxing this weekend, some great weekend events.
Yes.
You mentioned the JDRF walk coming up tomorrow morning, the Sharks Festival. It's First Friday across the area. Music on Main. So nice weather, nice temperatures, and lots to do right here on the Suncoast.
Good Morning America's next. Have a great weekend, folks.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.